such a thing as a curse that will absolutely infect every aspect of your marriage. It's criticism. The curse of criticism is something that we want to head straight into and find out, what is it about me that's causing me to feel that it's necessary to be critical or to put down a mate. It's really interesting because I wasn't critical of Larry, but in my natural personality, I could be a critical person, and it's something that I've had to master. Now, you could have told me that I was critical and I would have argued with you and not understood. How would you see that I'm critical? But when a person is trying to make adjustments to their environment, for example, I could walk into a room, it doesn't matter where it is, a fabulous hotel lobby, it can be anywhere, and I can always see what needs to be done to make the room better. So it's like I'm a fixer. That is in my nature, it's in my personality. But when it transfers to people, it's one thing as an environment. It's great for my trade because I owned an interior design business, but it's horrible for relationships because when you're in a relationship, in your mind, you're constantly think how you're going to fix them. And of course, you think it's for their improvement. And so what starts coming out of your mouth will be teaching, instruction. It can be pointing out a fault, something that they should be better at, and it begins being condescending. Well, anytime a mate is condescending to their spouse, then that puts them at the top. And this is birthed in somebody from insecurity. And when we feel insecure about who we are, then we're going to try to self-promote by putting someone else down. Any one of us, when we live in a constant environment of someone else pointing out our faults and putting us down, eventually we'll do one of two things. First, you become defensive, so you try to protect yourself. And remember, defensiveness is the number one enemy to intimacy. So when your defensive wall goes up for self-protection, that's exactly what it is, then you withdraw, or there'll be a separation between you and your relationship does not move forward. It loses its intimacy. But also, if you're the criticizer, you're constantly putting your partner down to prove your point, that partner won't only withdraw from you, they will eventually start attacking back. So criticism has got to be the most destructive. Philippians 4:29 says, let every corrupting talk, another translation will say, let no unwholesome word come out of your mouth. So an unwholesome word are words that break someone else's heart. It takes confidence out of them. It takes a piece of their courage from them, their self-esteem, their self-value. You are taking chunks of their wholeness from them. A corrupting talk, if you want to take this translation, to corrupt is to deposit negativity or disease, decay into them. So you're either taking something from them that's positive and you're putting into them something that grows and creates a negative result. But only use words that are good for the building up. So today you need to take a self-inventory of what kind of words do you use when you speak to your spouse. You don't need to always fix them. That you have no power to fix anybody or to change anybody. But you do have power to build them up and take them to a new level of confidence within themselves by the words that you speak. Now listen to the rest of this verse. I love it. It's Ephesians 4:29. For the building up as fits the occasion, that your words may give grace to those who hear. What are grace-filled words? It's speaking things that someone else doesn't deserve at the moment. Now, that's what this verse is talking about. It's talking about in the moment, you have a choice of the kinds of words you're going to use. And if I'm told to use grace-filled words in the moment, that means that moment may be an experience that you want to say everything except kind, building up words, because it might be a moment of tension, a moment of disagreement, a moment of disappointment, and you're feeling very differently than the kind of words you need to choose to speak. The word says, don't speak corrupting words right now in this moment, in this place of tension. Don't sow disease into your partner. Right now is when you need to build them up. And part of it isn't just for them, it's for you. When I build up Larry with my words, I'm building him up, but I'm also building him up in me. Instead of me begin thinking, complaining thoughts, disappointing thoughts, I am building who he is in my own heart. So that grace filled is for them and it's for you. It gives you grace according to the need of the moment. And there will be many moments when we need to be thriving in our marriage that the circumstance will cause us to want to put up the wall of defense, to speak down, to speak condescending. So today, you curse back the curse of criticism, and you say, get behind me, Satan, because God is not an accuser. The enemy is an accuser. And when you have constant thoughts of accusation in your mind toward your spouse, that is a curse. And we will not embrace the curse of criticism, because if we do, we will not thrive in our relationship.